Okay, it seems like we're back. How's this? Alright, yeah, I don't think I can really hold off much longer. I'm just gonna continue now. Sorry for any audio discrepancies this causes. I know, Reika. You can't breathe. You don't know how to breathe without me. Isn't that what you said? That's right. Isn't that obvious? So think. I'll let you breathe. I know you. You can think. The normal you can think of any brilliant plan. I tried lowering the mic a little bit, just seeing how that goes. Reika took deep breaths over and over again as she embraced Soichi. Soichi embraced Reika back. Okay, I'll give it a shot, Soichi. Life's on the line. Life's on the line. Anyone would be scared. Hang in there, Reika. Do your best. Soichi embraced Reika tightly with those thoughts in mind. Which PDA is Nagasawa's? What was his reason that he tried to kill us? Reika kept her arms around Soichi as she thought back on the actions of everyone they met up to this point. The ones that require callers to remove their PDAs are the 3 and 6. But it seemed like he was interested in the prize money. Soichi still remembered it well. How gleeful Nagasawa had been when he heard about the 2 billion yen prize money. So he would kill everyone for the prize money? Knowing him, that's not out of the question, I guess. What about Urashiyama? I didn't see him again after the beginning, so I don't know. He didn't show me his PDA either. Soichi's consciousness blacked out for a moment again. I'm okay. Just got a little dizzy, that's all. So what about Takayama? Crap, my mind's going blank. Soichi's mind was getting hazier and hazier, perhaps because of all the blood he was losing. And if he let down his guard for even a second, he felt like he'd black out entirely. He couldn't keep his thoughts straight either. Get a hold of yourself, Soichi. You need to see Reika remove her collar, right? Soichi scolded himself. Takayama? His was... Soichi! Suddenly, Reika's face lit up. Reika? Remember, didn't he say his PDA was the 2? Oh. Soichi flashed back to that moment. He had indeed said that when they'd been negotiating in a non-combat area. Which means the Joker is the two? Right. No, maybe it's not. The smile on Reika's face faded. But on the other hand, if the two here is the real deal, that would mean he was lying. In that case, there's still that brings the question of whether Joker is mixed in here or not. Just then, Soichi thought they were overlooking something. Overlooking something? But what? Immediately came the answer. Oh wait, the answer felt like it was right there. But he couldn't exactly tell what he was overlooking. It was frustrating him to no end. Takayama, the Joker, the two. Which is the fake? Which one is the Joker? Soichi, it doesn't matter anymore. You decide. If you make the decision, then I won't mind which. Alright, if you make the decision, then it doesn't matter which it is. At that moment she said that, Reika realized it. Her face was filled with surprise. Doesn't matter which it is. That's right, Soichi, it doesn't matter which it is. Then she gave a big smile a moment later. I can't believe I didn't notice something this simple. This obvious. Doesn't matter which it is, Soichi. Now I can remove my collar. What do you mean? Soichi didn't understand that. His mind was getting a little disorderly because of the blood loss. And even if that weren't the case, he couldn't keep up with Reika's insight. If one of those 7 is the Joker, then the special function on the 2's PDA will show which will remove its camouflage, right? Reika explained that with excitement. Oh, special function. It was a rule that Soichi had completely forgotten. But there's one exception to that. That's if the Joker is the P. The Joker is the 2. And if that's the case, then won't be stupid enough to have a function on it that will decamouflage itself. So we just need to consider that case. Reika then pointed to the PDAs on the floor. And right now, 7 PDAs are operating normally. The camouflage hasn't been lifted, which means you can pick anything but the 2. The Joker's not one of them. Ray came to that conclusion and stood up.
待っててソイチ、すぐに首輪を外すから。
Wait right there, Soichi. I'll have my collar off in a jiffy. Reika then ran over to the PDAs. Good job, Reika. As Soichi watched her, she took out a small pistol and pointed at the 5 PDAs of her choice. She accurately shot all 5. Then she connected her PDA into her collar connector. A loud alarm, unlike any other, rang. Congratulations! You have destroyed 5 PDAs and fulfilled your collar release condition. An artificial voice came out of her PDA and collar. Right after that, the collar split from the left and right, and fell from her neck. It fell right to Soichi's feet. Soichi looked at it and stared back up at Reika.
ソイチ。
Reika stood there and smiled. Her eyes were welling with tears. Joy, sorrow, love, pain, all sorts of emotions were welling in there. Soichi started laughing when he saw that. She really is ridiculously pretty. Her white dress was now caked in filth. Its white self had been stained with dust, mud, and Soichi's own blood, changing into something else completely. She herself was dirty, her hair was disheveled, and her eyes were red from crying. Even so, Soichi truly felt that she was beautiful. He felt affection for her, love for her, from the bottom of his heart. Reika.
何？ソイチ。
What is it, Soichi? You know, now that I'm looking at you without that collar, you're not as pretty as I thought.
もう。
Well, I never. And so the last thing Soichi saw as he lost consciousness was Reika's eyes widening in surprise. Alright, credits. Whose hand is this? The first thing Soichi felt as he began to regain consciousness was the warmth of someone's hand around his own left hand. He recognized that sensation. He loved how soft and warm it was. Who are you? But as he was still waking up, he couldn't remember who it was. That question serves as a trigger to rapidly bring Soichi's consciousness awake. There was a pale white light there. Having only been seeing artificial light for a while now, that white natural light was nearly blinding to him. That light poured on Soichi from the curtain, from the open curtain, from the window with open curtains. He was in an unfamiliar, clean room. Outside the window was a blue sky and the scenery of a city. It's a hospital? Though he was awake, Soichi was bewildered by the unfamiliar scenery. It was a fairly small white room. He was lying in a large bed and was wearing blue night clothes. There was a small bag near him. And there was a scent of disinfectant. It seemed Soichi really was in the hospital room just as he thought. Why am I here? Soichi sat up. When he did, he could get a full look of the sick room. When he tried to move his head to look around, Soichi felt pain run through his neck. Ow! Right when Soichi made that loud noise, the thing that was engulfing his left hand suddenly jolted and tightened its grip a little.
Soichi.
That face. Soichi remembered everything when he saw that face. What had happened. The reason why his neck and limbs hurt. And more than anything else, who the woman in front of him was. Reika? That's right, it's me. Reika tightly gripped Soichi's hand with both of hers. Her tears fell on the back of Soichi's hand, shattering as they and shining as they made impact. How am I alive? Soichi was confused. He didn't understand why he was still alive. He should have had 10 hours left after Reika removed her collar. He didn't think he would have made it without any proper treatment at that time. But he was alive, and his neck had indeed received proper treatment. So she had no clue what had happened.
気絶したすぐ後に私も気を失ったみたいで、ガスでも嗅がされたのかしらね。
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure myself. I myself blacked out soon after you passed out. Maybe they used gas or something?
ともかく気がついたらここに寝かされていたわ。
Anyway, when I came to, I was lying here. Reika then pointed at the bed next to Soichi's. Seems she'd been sleeping there.
目が覚めた時
She's
は
lying there.
一人だけ生き延びたと思って気が狂いそうだった。でもお前は隣のベッドで寝ていてくれて。
When I woke up, I thought only I'd survive and felt like I was about to go insane. But then I saw you sleeping in the bed next to me and... Reika ended her explanation there and leaned over to Soichi. She was so close to him, it looked like she was going in for a kiss.
ソイチ、大丈夫なの？痛かったり苦しかったりしない？
Soichi, are you alright? Doesn't hurt too bad, does it? I'm alright. Soichi was surprised by Reika's intense attitude. But then he remembered that that sort of situation wasn't unusual. And that the woman known as Reiki Ahara was someone who had that sort of value to him.
本当？
Really? Yes. The wound on his neck was deep. It had been bleeding heavily and would have been near impossible for him to make it through the next 10 hours. Soichi and Reika had both been well aware of that at the time. And Reika had told Soichi she loved him. Even though they were in such a terrible situation, she trusted Soichi all the way to the end. So it was only natural for her to be worried. For she never believed there was a chance that he could survive like this. I'm okay now, Reika.
また変な我慢してない？
Not trying to act tough again, are you? But even when Soichi nodded, the concern didn't fade from Reika's face. Please trust me, Reika.
だってお前本当に大事な時には平気な顔して私を裏切るもん。そんな風に言われても信じられないわよ。
You say that, but you always betray me with a cool face whenever it really counts. No wonder it's no wonder I don't trust you on that. It's true enough. She may have looked calm and collected, but deep down she was a worrywart and a coward. Soichi started laughing when he remembered that. You really are hopeless without me, Reika. That was why she was so worried.
今頃気づかないで。ずっとそう言ってきたでしょうに。
Well, you're only realizing this now? I've been saying that the whole time. Reika looked annoyed. Seeing her cheeks so puffed up from up close made her look adorable, and Soichi instinctively embraced her closer. I'm alright, Reika. Soichi stroked Reika's back, and she finally let herself relax. Yeah. Then she gave a little nod. Soichi could feel her pulse through her arms. And he could also hear his own pulse. The two sounds intertwined within Soichi. That's right. I'm alive. The two heartbeats drove that point home to Soichi. Then he started crying over that trivial thing.
やっぱり痛むんじゃないの？
It really does hurt, doesn't it? Reika looked confused when she saw Soichi crying. No, that's not a Reika. Soichi hastily wiped his tears. But even when he did, he couldn't stop crying. Hold on a second. Okay, back. When I thought about how I'm alive, I just couldn't stop myself from crying. Hazuki, Nagisa, Takayama, and the girl known as Karin Hojo. Not just them. Many people had died there. Though they knew they themselves were alive, they couldn't be happy about it.
そうね。
You're right. Reika nodded and gave Soichi a gentle look. It seems she understood why Soichi was crying. It's lonely just being the two of us. Oh. At that moment, Reika's face cheered up.
そういち、二人だけじゃないわよ。
It's not just the two of us, Soichi. Huh?
ゴーダさんも無事だったのよ。
Goda-san's alive. Not Goda. Goda's alive too. Reika gripped Soichi's hand and excitedly told him that. She is?
そうなの。あの時の最後の一人がゴーダさんだったみたいなのよ。
That's right. It seems that last survivor back then was Goda. Reika then craned her neck around.
さっきまでゴーダさんもここにいたんだけど、どこへ行ったのかしら。
She was here just a little while ago, but I wonder where she went. I see. So Goda's alive too, huh? The PDA had indeed shown there had been one other survivor apart from Soichi and Reika then. That was Goda. She'd helped him a lot when they started out, so he was deeply relieved to hear that she was alright. Thank goodness. He was so relieved that he began to cry again. But these ones were tears of relief.
ゴーダさんもこの病院で目が覚めたって言っていたから、きっとすぐに会えると思うわ。自分の病室へ帰ってしまったのかしらね。
Goda said she also woke up in this hospital, so I'm sure we'll see her again. Maybe she returned to her own sick room? It seems she was staying somewhere else. But it didn't matter to Soichi. She's alright. It doesn't matter when we meet her. We can see her whenever. As long as she's alive, that's enough. Soichi wiped his tears with his right hand. Reika was still holding on to his left.
そうね。本当にそうよね。
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Reika nodded happily. Then, hold on, sorry, 1 second. Okay, so, oh god, Reika nodded happily, then kept her right hand around Soichi's hand while wiping his tears with her left. Soichi and Reika were treated by the hospital as people who'd gone caught up in an accident. Hold on a second. And brought along by a ambulance from the fire department, and they received emergency treatment. All the paperwork was official. So even if they asked the hospital staff, they wouldn't know where Soichi and Reika had come from. The paperwork contained records of the site of the accident, but Soichi and Reika weren't interested in that. Just like when they've been snatched, they've been brought back to reality just as suddenly.
戻ってこないわね、大田さん。
Doesn't look like Goda's coming back. I hope we can see her soon. The two of them looked at the sick room door from the bed. They're waiting for that certain someone to show up. They thought that Goda was hospitalized just like them, but when Reika had gone to check, it turned out that there was no person named Goda hospitalized here. So they couldn't go see her themselves.
どういうことなのかしら。
I wonder what that's about. Reika looked confused. Soichi felt exactly the same as her. Let's just be patient, Reika. I'm sure we'll see Goda again.
そうね。
You're right. Reika nodded.
そうそう、忘れてた。その合田さんからの伝言があるわ。総一が起きたら伝えてくれって。
Oh yes, that's right. I have a message from Goda. She told me to tell you when you woke up. A message?
確かね。助けてもらった命の借りは返したわよ。意味はわかる？
I think it was, I'm returning the favor for saving you saving my life. Do you know what that means? Yes. Soichi knew what she was getting at. You know how Goda and I were together before we met you?
そう言っていたわね。
Yes, you did say that. Goda got caught in the trap that time. It was a close call, but I managed to save her at that last moment. That's what she meant.
なるほど。じゃあ借りを返すってどういうこと？
I see. And what's that part about repaying the debt mean? I'm not really sure myself. Soichi tilted his head in confusion. She's probably referring to that, I'm sure of it. No, I'm sure when she said, for saving my life, I'm sure she was talking about that. What's this repaying me part about? Did she do something to me? Just then, Reika flicked Soichi hard on the cheek. Ow!
今あれこれ考えていても仕方ないわ。
Thinking about it now won't do any good. Reika then gave a beaming smile. Soichi thought about complaining about the flick. When he saw her smile, he realized it didn't matter anymore.
ゴーダさんが戻ってきたらその辺も聞いてみればいいじゃない？
You can just ask Goda when she gets back. Yeah. Soichi agreed with Reika's words, but deep down, he had a feeling Goda would not be coming back anymore. Otherwise, she wouldn't have left that message. She left it precisely because she went herself. Now that I think about it, she was a mysterious person. She had a cool head even in that situation. She was smart. If she hadn't been leading me along, something worse might have happened to us. She had the makings of a leader. Hold on a second. She really is like a... Okay, sorry, I'm back. She really is like a skilled boss. Reika stared at Soichi with a serious look as he thought. Summing up? Reika suddenly blushed when Soichi noticed her staring, and looked away uncomfortably.
あの
Say, yeah?
そのそいちバカなことを聞いてもいい？
Hey Soichi, can I ask a stupid question? Reika asked him nervously with a guilty look on her face. An expression unlike her. Sure, go ahead. Wonder what it is.
怒らないでほしいんだけど、そいちって年上の女性が好きなの？
Look, don't get mad, but do you have a thing for older women? Huh? Soichi's mind went blank at that moment. He didn't think so seriously, but he hadn't been expecting that question at all. Where did this come from?
ほら、ゴーダさん綺麗だったし、私と出会う前から仲が良かったみたいだし、今もずっと心配してるし、それに。
Well, you know, Goda's pretty, and you guys seemed like you got along well before you met me, and you're worried about her now, so, Reika was, panicking.
それに、私もお前より年上だから、だからね。
And besides, I'm older than you too, so you know,
だからお前が私よりゴーダさんのことが好きだったりするんじゃないかって。
So I thought you might like Goda more than you do me. Reika's voice grew lower and lower, and by the end, she was barely mumbling her words out. You were worried about that? Though his mind was still, though he was still surprised and his mind was blank, he asked in a rather dumbfounded voice. Yeah. Seriously?
悪い？
Something wrong with that? Reika had been meek up till a few seconds ago, but when he asked her that, she suddenly grew angry at him for no reason and shouted. Maybe she was trying to hide her embarrassment. No, nothing wrong with that. Soichi felt a laugh beginning to build up in him as he looked at Reika. Just what were you worried about, seriously? Eventually, he let his laugh get out into his voice.
だってあれだけ苦労して2人で帰ってきたっていうのに、お前だけゴーダさんに取られたりしたら、私はどうすればいいのよ。
Well, you know, if we went through all that hell only for Goda to take you away, what was I supposed to do? Didn't you say that you didn't mind if you didn't mind if I didn't love you back or something like that?
恋人じゃなきゃ嫌よ。
Well, now things are different. We have to be a couple or that won't work out. Soichi couldn't stop laughing. Jeez, why is she so cute? How was she raised to get this cute? There's a limit to how much working you can do.
それにあの時総一は私のことブサイクだって言ったし。
And you said I wasn't pretty back then, too. Back then? He didn't know what she was referring to.
ほら、私の首輪が外れた時に。
You know, when my collar was removed. Oh. You know, now I'm looking without the collar, Reika. You're not as pretty as I thought. Oh yeah, I did say that. Look, Reika, I didn't mean that way. It's,
だもん。
You did say it. Reika puffed her cheeks like a child. And then he noticed it. She was wearing her hair straightened down, and she had a little bit of makeup on her face. She was wearing different clothes too. But so as you thought, she was just as cool, calm, and beautiful as when you first met her. Hold on a second. Her geometrical beauty was the best it might have been the best it ever been. She wore makeup to a hospital because she said it wasn't that because I said she wasn't as pretty.
ブサイクって言った。言ってごらんなさい。他にどんな意味があるっていうの？
You said it, alright. Now go on and tell me, what other meaning could it possibly have? Well, you were crying back then, so I thought I'd make a joke to lighten the mood and...
あんなのは年頃の女の子に言う冗談じゃありません。やっぱり豊島好きなんでしょう。
That's not the kind of joke you make to a girl my age. You really do have a thing for older women. Where did you get that idea?
郷田さんになら絶対言わないでしょ。
You have never said that to Goda, right? The two of them continued their silly little argument. The patients in the hallway and the other rooms could probably hear them. Why didn't she believe me? What's she so upset about? Why don't you believe me? Even after all you denied it too. Reika wouldn't believe him no matter. Reika wouldn't believe him no matter what Soichi said. She was unusually stubborn.
信じられるわけないでしょ。
Of course I can't believe you. Why?
だって肝心の言葉を聞かせてもらっていないんだもん。
Because you haven't said the most important words yet. The most important words?
私は言ったわよ、何度も。でもそいつは一度だって言ってくれてない。
I said it many times, but you haven't said it once. What's she talking about? Something she said, but I haven't yet? Reika then smiled. No, Reika then shut her mouth. She looked at Soichi pleadingly while waiting for him to speak. She was praying for him to say the words she wished to hear. Soichi pondered and pondered as he looked at Reika's face. If he messed up this answer, there'd probably be hell to pay. Just imagining the face she'd make when that happened made him sad already. He didn't want to he didn't want to make her give a face on her. Because she was Soichi's... Oh. He then finally realized it. Yeah, she's right. I haven't said it, have I? I might have said it indirectly, but... Reika. Reika looked up when Soichi said that. Then she looked straight into Soichi's face.
何？そいち。
What is it, Soichi? Her voice was teasing, hopeful, and had a sense of a prayer in it. Soichi gave the nervous Reika a smile and said it. So intentionally his words are silent here. The moment she heard that, Reika smiled as she started to cry. Those tears made a mess of the makeup she worked so hard to apply, but neither she nor Soichi cared about any of that. Me too, Soichi. Reika looked straight into Soichi's eyes and said that, not bothering to wipe her tears. Looks like that was the right answer. Soichi felt relieved deep down as he reached his hand out and wiped Reika's tears off her cheeks. Reika then turned her face, making it easier for Soichi to wipe her tears. I swear, this girl will be the end of me. It'd probably be easier for her. It'd be easier, even though it would be easier for her to wipe it off herself. She was waiting for Soichi to do it. After Soichi had wiped her tears off, well, she finally stopped crying. But her makeup was ruined, and her eyes were, red. Soichi decided to say the same words he said back then. You know, now I'm looking without that collar, Reika. You're not as pretty as I thought. Reika's eyes then widened just like they did in surprise like they did back then, and then she gave a big smile. Her smile was as bright and brilliant as a sunflower in the summer. That's your idea of an expression of love, huh? Reika continued to laugh. I'm saying it from the start, haven't I? That you never mean what you say. Yeah, you did. Really? No. Reika gave a little mischievous smile. This girl, I swear. Soichi was at his wit's end. So what are we going to do now? There was a playful look. The playful look faded from her eyes, though her smile was as gentle as ever. So that allowed Soichi to realize that she was being serious here. So he sat up straight. I think we should look for her. No, I think we should look. For what? Or who? That girl named Karen who should be bedridden with illness. Yeah, you're right. An even gentler look appeared in Reika's eyes. I get the feeling it won't take long for us to find her, though. That's right. Knowing the people who came up with this sick game, then I'm pretty sure this place is... She might even be here for all we know. Right under our noses, huh? You're right. Let's start looking here. Not like we're gonna use all that 1.3 billion yen for much else. To be exact, they had 1.33333 billion yen. That was the 66% they got out of the three-way share of the 2 million yen. They couldn't think of any other way to use that check that had been left in the sick room.
じゃあその後は
What about after that? Let me think. Soichi thought for a bit and looked at Reika. Then she smiled the same way as always. I'd like you to brew me some coffee.
だかね
You idiot. Reika brought a hand to her mouth and laughed, amusingly.
今すぐ入れるわよここではあまり上等なのは期待できないけれど
I can brew for you right now, though you don't expect much from this place. You don't have the sweets like promised, so that's fine. Reika nodded and stood up.
待っててソイチ
Wait right there, Soichi. Thank you. It looked like she was about to walk off, but instead, she turned back to Soichi.
やっぱりやめた
On second thought, never mind. Reika?
もう一回言ってくれるまでコーヒー入れてあげない
I won't make you coffee unless I hear it one more time. What's that about? The two of them then smiled at each other. It was a silly little game of theirs.
ほらどうしたのソイチ
Come on, what's wrong, Soichi? I don't get you, you know that?
いいから早く
It's fine, just hurry up already. Reika urged Soichi on with her smile still there. Oh boy, oh well. You're not that pretty, Reika.
そっちじゃない分かっててやってるでしょ
Not that! You did that on purpose, didn't you? Sorry. Reika tugged on Soichi's cheek. Ow!
言って
Say it! I know, but it's not that easy to say, you know that?
やっぱり年島が好きなんでしょ
You really do love older women, don't you? This again? Seriously? I love you, Reika. Soichi hastily said that and leaned forward. She has me around her finger, doesn't she? But he knew what they said. Love was blind. Meanwhile, Reika was fully enjoying herself.
よろしい
Very well, then. Reika then turned to Soichi as he sat there troubled, gave him a nod, satisfied nod. Then she let go of the hand that she'd been holding on to even before he woke up to go brew him some coffee. And so, one story has ended, but the game still goes on. And because Ajo made the correct guess in the bet system, we have gotten our payment from that. And so that ends the route. As you can see in the, hold on a second. As you can see in the, I'm gonna get the album because it has more options. In the album, we now have won a ton of chips, gold, because of the bet we made, bring us up to 1,180 gold. And as you can see, we got more options to buy from now. Now we have stuff for Reika, Fumika, and Goda, and we have a Reika album picture as well. So yeah, this brings an end to the second route. Thank you all for attending it. Looked, it went a little longer than I expected, honestly, but I hope you all enjoyed it. It was it's probably as I said at the start, I hope it should have been very different from how anything that happened in the original game. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now, for what's coming up ahead, we have next is the third route, which I will show you here. Episode 3: Ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall be and seek and you shall find. Now the thing about this route is that in this version of the game, in the console versions of the game, this route is just it by itself. However, in the PC version, there was a branch in this route that has its own exclusive route. That like basically there's a branch in the middle of the route and it splits into two routes. One route is the exact same as this version, and the second route is exclusive to the PC version. What I'm planning on doing is I'll play this version first, this version of episode 3 all the way to the end, and then after I finish that, I'm planning on going to the PC switching the PC version, and then I will play the exclusive route from the branch there and show it. It's, I wouldn't really call it a branch. It's more like it starts out the same, then it goes off in its own different way. I'd say the branch is about roughly the 1/3 mark, so it's still a decent amount of content. So it's not like it's not. I guess I shouldn't say it's not something like short or anything. It's not terribly long either, but it's its own route basically. Just think of it like a like a normal visual novel that like branches off from a common route or something like that. So yeah, I'm going to play this version of the route first, and then I will switch over to the PC version after that. The PC version does contain some adult content, but there's only a single scene of it in the route, so I will just not show that part, and I'll pick up from after that, and the rest should be fine. So yeah, it should be easy to do that. So yeah, with that said, that ends it for this route. I hope you all enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll see you later.